People, it's been a freaking week, I tell you that. All right, here's the market analysis video. In my opinion, there's really two moves this week as far as the indices, and then I'm gonna show you a little broader and why and how we're gonna play this, barring all individual stocks that are gonna be running as they have been. But here we go. So as of right now, we are above. All of Friday was above the box, which was the ultimate target. So we are starting to be toppy here. Could the top be in? Sure. Yeah, we came really close to. I mean, I've said my target was 4300 with a possibility of 4330, because that's the max of the JPM collar. Now, if we hit that on Monday early, I would jump in on some in the money puts. For Monday, I have an early high, Tuesday early low, Wednesday early low, Thursday early high, but might rally, and Friday early high. And obviously on Tuesday, we have CPI, which is huge, which throws everything out the window. And on Wednesday, we got FOMC. So I will be on for both of those. Thursday, we have jobs. And in my opinion, we've now gone into the cycle of if there's more jobs, it is bullish for the market. Because for the longest time, we've been in like, if, jobs claims are high, it's good for the market. I think that's shifted based upon the last few weeks. Friday, I won't be trading. It's OPEX. The deal with OPEX. It's either a chop fest with a bunch of trappy moves, or we get a huge directional move. So if we do get a directional move, I'll jump on it on the phone. But by then, I'll be visiting my mom. So again, levels for, as you see here, we've been basing quite a few times. First we went over, rejected the box, and we based end of Thursday above it, and we stayed on Friday above it. So the box is obviously at 4283, and for any more upside that needs to hold, but the level is really on SPY. It's here, let me pull it up for you. On SPY, I mentioned this a bunch of times, it's 4288. Actually, that's moved up. It's 42916. But you can also put in 4288 because that's a psychological level. Okay. And if you need to make notes and catch that all again, please do. As far as SP or QQQ, we kind of have a cup here, and that brings me on to the next thing. Monday, unless it's a gap down and we start an immediate sell, I think there's a possibility to go higher. What is that based upon? Our secret weapon right here. This is the 50-minute, right? So you see SPY has had major inflow from this tech sell-off. However, late after hours, and this is not a glitch, on QQQ we had this giant deep or dark pool spike, and this is very notable because this the whole sell-off during Friday was bought right back, while SPY, they bought that whole sell. We had that big sell, they bought it right back up, and they kept it, and they even bought after hours. So keep that in mind. Okay. The VIX, I mean, again, no one talks about this, but pro shares decay in a weird way. You can't really explain it, but they do. That's why this thing and SQQ as well are so low. Now the resistance is 1420. The low here is 13.5. Now, do I think we go to 9 next week? No, but we will this year. And with that, I do think that, let's put on the daily. Okay, that looks funky. What did I do? I don't know why I had these dots here. Anyway, I'll figure that one out. But you can see here where the fair value gaps are. I do think that VIX will come back up here, but I doubt it's gonna go above that. It's kind of it's gonna make a cup and come right back down. So for Monday, if we can take out these tops early on, buy a gap. If it's a gap up, I would sell every small swing that you have calls wise, and I would just short it in the money to be safe. Nothing large, because unless we have like, you know, trend days down, which is possible but very unlikely at this point, but I do expect us to chop down with a bunch of fake moves, so it's better to just buy something and walk away and check in later on, or you'll be faked out. And I wanted to show a few things here. I've shown you this fractal many times, and this obviously played out. Not all the way to 4360, but you do see here on the 12th we have a pop, and then we have a decline, and then we go up again. So what does that mean? That means that historically the tops for June have been either next Monday or next Thursday. Okay, so with a historical FOMC meeting on Wednesday, which I predict they will pause, you're gonna have a major freaking rally. If they do 25, you're going to sell hard and fast. So that's kind of something we're gonna play live. Many of you have traded FOMC with me, and I trade the press conference, but I might do a straddle into this one just because of the magnitude of this decision. And CPI, I believe, will come out pretty much the same. Now, last week I showed you this before I went on my trip, and I said unless we reject really hard, this is going to be doing this. Okay? Now I think the next few months are gonna look exactly like this. We're gonna go up, go down, chop around, and then go higher. But in my opinion, at this point, the bear market is over. And I've said that before also when we crossed into 400. And now we're $30 higher. Why do I say that? And why is that such an unpopular opinion, since I've been buying the dip since 374? It's like, what are you going to throw at the market? I've always maintained that there's only one thing that can take down the market, you know, besides a black swan event, which is going to be a dip that everybody's going to buy, and that is the consumer literally going broke. But the more and more I think about it, you know, as yourself, there's a lot of resourceful people out there fighting this inflation in one way or another, which is why I think the system is pretty surprised at how resilient people are. So keep that in mind, because it's important for later. Now, this is what the Fed, you know, we all know this is bullshit, but this is what they're saying, that inflation is coming down, right? Okay, keep that in mind. So inflation is coming down. Great. Hold on. So every time inflation's peaked, is good for the stock market. Peaked, good for the stock market. Peaked, good for the stock market. Peaked, good for the stock market. This is the reason, says inflation has peaked according to the data, the bullshit data. Doesn't matter, has nothing to do with reality. It's just a game. Get it through, you know, that's the way it is. Inflation has peaked. That's why we're rallying. That's why bears, yes, they're right, but they don't get it. They don't get it. And keep this in mind also. If I were to tell you every single day, like that rich dad, poor dad guy, for instance, let's use him as an example, that the world's coming to an end, more people will watch my shit. But that's not the point of the moon train. The point of the moon train is for the regular dude to make more money by understanding the shit show. Okay? When everybody else is saying that the world's coming to an end, but the stock market keeps going up and up and up and up. Okay? So this is where seasonality comes into play. Okay? And here's another one. I do think that the short-term top, not only based on my box, not only based on the JPM collar, but based on seasonality, is in or very close within days. And then we're gonna chop down, and then the market's gonna keep going higher, and then it's gonna keep going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So unless you're gonna hold on to SQQQs for a Black Swan event, your best chance of getting out of them, unless you followed my advice when I've said you need to freaking buy calls to cover them, would be late July. Or other fractals I have show, late October. Either one. Because I do think this is a pre-election year. The market's gonna go higher. The reason we dip in the summer is all the big boys go on vacation and they don't want to have liquidity in the market for a Black Swan event or some bullshit. Okay? So they're just gonna pull it out. But, as we saw on Friday, they were buying it. And that's just going by the data that they allow us. And here again, this is another cycle thing, right? Where it kind of shows me that June 15th is the top, and then we'll go down. And the low is going to be early August, and then we're going to have a huge freaking rally again. Which is, it is supported by a lot of the fractals that I watch. So it's just something I want to bring to your attention, because it's useful stuff. So do I want you to put your life savings into long puts? No, I'm not an advocate for that, never have been, because the market is so volatile, and clearly something's up with the market. Now, the NAMO also shows that yes, it's overboard dipping, but it can go higher. I think it can go higher by a lot. I do think that we're close to a short-term top. Then you take Tesla, for instance. What it's been green 11 days out of 14 on whatever. Is it gonna fill the gap? Yeah, and I do think that might signify the top for us. It could also just reject the gap, but regardless, Tesla long term is going higher. As far as the flow, I mean, yeah, we had a dip, but these the puts here are not, they're not up here. We had that dip on Friday. It's getting bought up. The puts are still, and look here, the magnet level is 431. Okay. I know that Bitcoin sold off, but it's kind of come back. Dixie, who cares? I mean, again, someone had messaged me and asked me, how did I know to swing Netflix? Well, when you see a last 5-minute candle that looks like it has double the volume of the rest of the day into close, that's always a good, risk reward to buy calls And since we were close to 410, I bought 410 calls here, and you know, went to 425. It was an insane trade, just like Tesla was, or SPY for that matter. You know, not there, but here. We got that green volume bar, boom, and then sold off, obviously. But Friday was an insane day. So I hope all this info puts into perspective where we are, and you might want to watch it again. Obviously, CPI pre-market on Tuesday is something we don't know, but I think they're expecting, what, 4.9? Let's see. Where are we? No. Oh yeah, okay. So 4.9 was last. They're expecting that. I don't think if we if it literally comes in that low, the market's already gonna fly. It will because it'll signify that the Fed can now pause, and that's when the rally starts. If it's kind of the same or above 4.3, the markets might not like it that much. But if it's above 4.9 and under 4.9, then you have a situation where nothing really happens, and it's all about what the Fed says. And the Fed is going to then say that their, rate hikes are lagging, or the results are lagging, blah, blah, blah. And if they pause, the market flies. So, for inflation to come in hot and the Fed to hike another 0.25, that would mean that everything, that would mean basically that they're gonna come clean, that their shit doesn't work and was never designed to work. And having been outside of the US for a week, I would say that the likelihood of that happening is very low. And I've spoken to a lot of people here where I'm at, and some people are doing good and some are not, but they're all complaining about the same shit. But for instance, here you can't get a fixed mortgage rate. You can only get it for 12 months. Now, then you're at the mercy of the banks. The mortgage rates are not as high currently as in the US, but they will get there. So the whole recession, inflation thing is a little bit, it's very high here, don't get me wrong, but people understanding the gravity of it is maybe lagging a little bit. So that's very interesting to me. Did I have anything else I wanted to show you? No, not really. Basically, I'm going to be on for Monday beginning. Then I'm going to see if how the market ends. And if we have an early pop and then do what we did on Friday, I'm probably going to swing, at the end. I'm not going to play anything. And then right now I'm leaning towards calls on CPI, which I would think sells off. And then I would also lean on calls for FOMC. Now, my reasoning behind it is that I think they need a sellable top, and the fact that we closed above 430 on SPY on Friday is pretty miraculous, and the fact that those dark pool buys came in tells me that. Now, what do I know? But I know that all the bears on Twitter have been telling you that the world's ending since 374 again. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to be trading the open on Tuesday for CPI. I'm going to be trading FOMC on Wednesday. Thursday I'm traveling all day to my mom's, so I won't be trading, and Friday I'll be there. So then the next time I'll be on is on Monday when I'll be back here in the city. So I just wanted to be upfront about that and let you guys know that that's my trading plan for this week. And I think we're gonna have a good week. I think the outlook of the plan, obviously anything can change, and I'll be looking when I'm trading if you know, the usual UPST are moving, if Carvana is moving, if I think U held up pretty well. You know, it's still basing there. I think it can revisit 40 again. I know according to a lot of people we're in a bear market, but Apple's over 180. Oil, you know, with CPI in mind, is miraculously low. I saw there was some refinery fire action or whatever, but the tick didn't close very good. But Friday was, you know, not the best day unless you caught that swing. So again, if you're looking at a stock and you see huge green volume coming in before close, swing it. Chances are you'll hit something. But yeah, I'll be watching UPST. I got a few other ones in mind that I'll alert when I'm trading. Another interesting one, in my opinion, just to see how semiconductors, I mean, Nvidia is still up here. Had a rough Friday, but then again, I mean, I was in those 400 calls and we came pretty close as we did on SoFi. I know that UPST sold off pretty hard, but we caught that move too. I mean, this move was just absolutely insane. So I'm always on the lookout, but as you notice, why branch out of, you know, 10 stocks that you continuously watch? Because over time you will get to know them, how they act. I mean, it's really weird, but that's how it goes. But as you know, I predominantly trade SPY and QQQ as of late. I prefer trading SPY. So yeah, that's it, and I hope that covers it all. If you have any questions, DM me, and I'll be on tomorrow for market open for a few hours, and if I catch the end, great. If not, I really don't want to get caught in chop this week. I will be swinging a straddle into CPI, predominantly calls, but I don't want to get cooked while I'm on this trip, especially since we've had absolutely insane weeks leading up to this. And then I'll be on for FOMC. I wouldn't miss it for the world to trade it with you guys. And then I'll be out for the rest of the week, and then back to regular the week after that. I'll be on every day. All right, God bless, love yourself, love your family, and I'll see you on Monday.